You know, it's fast becoming one of Yorkshire's most popular events. In the last 10 years, the number of people going to the Bramham Horse Trials has tripled.
Well, now it draws in more than 60,000 spectators over 4 days, and it's getting bigger and bigger each and every year. Heidi Tomlinson has been for a look.
You can understand the riders being nervous. The jumps are complex, the crowds are big, and it's a prestigious competition. But spare a thought for the course designer, former Olympic show jumper Ian Stark. Last year, the horses didn't get off to a good start.
Thank you. I was nearly being sick, I have to say, and I gave up watching after 6 horses, and I got in the Land Rover and drove up onto the top of the course and hid for a while.
There are 3 stages to this tough event. Thursday and Friday are dressage, Saturday cross country, and for those that make it through, Sunday is show jumping. Well, each day has its merits, but it's the cross-country course that really pulls in the crowds. And this is jumps 10 and 11, but there are 24, and they stretch right across the parkland on the Bramham estate. It's the showpiece of the trials and all about trust between horse and rider. They have to judge the pace and speed to avoid penalty points, tackling each very different jump with accuracy. And all this has to be completed within an optimum time.
This is number 8, the water, and you leap over the lobster, down into the water, big drop, round the corner, up the ramp, over another log into water, again another drop, through past the whale's head, which will be spurting water on the day, up over the tail and out and away to the next fence.
He makes it sound simple, but so much can go wrong.
Anybody who gets on half a ton of horse and thunders around the country at between 20 and 30 miles an hour, jumping fixed obstacles, has got to have a little bit of a screw loose.
The trials start in a week, when it's hoped the going will be good and the jumps will be friendly. Heidi Tomlinson, BBC Look North, Bramham.
Cracking event, going
I just don't know how they even... Oh, it's so scary.
They must be mad.
I'm just going to hand straight to weather, because the sun's shining.
Yes, it's glorious and everybody feels happy.
Absolutely. Lisa, where are you?
Well, I'm here at Bramham, where yes, the sun has been shining today. It's a rather breezy evening. Now, it's behind my shoulder here where all the action takes place. That's the main arena with all the trade stands, and that's where the dressage is going to start tomorrow. I'm actually here in the stabling and horse box area, and it's here where all the horses and riders will stay whilst the event takes place. Now, many of them arrived yesterday. They've been settling in, but the first important thing happened earlier this afternoon, and that was the first vet's inspection. It's called the Trot-Ups, and it takes place in front of the beautiful house here at Bramham. As most of the competitors have travelled a long distance to get here, a lot of them from overseas, the vets like to have a good look at each horse to make sure it's fit and healthy and ready to start the event. So on with the forecast. It has been a fine day here at Bramham. It has stayed dry, and as we head through this evening, we are looking at cloud amounts starting to clear away. So broken cloud, sunny spells this evening, a bit of a brisk southwesterly breeze, and that will ease down as we go through the night. So overnight we are going to have clearing skies. It is going to stay dry, perhaps a little bit more in the way of cloud towards the Pennines, a moderate breeze, and temperatures are going to drop down no lower than 10 or 11 degrees. 11 is 52 Fahrenheit. For tomorrow, a mild start to the day, and it is going to be a beautiful day, dry and fine with lots of sunshine. Now, it is going to stay dry right the way through the course of the day, bits and pieces of cloud from time to time, but it won't spoil the sunshine at all. A moderate breeze from the north, and temperatures getting up to a high of around 20-21 degrees for the coast. But inland, we will see a top temperature of 24 or 25 degrees. 25 is 77 Fahrenheit. Now, the average for this time of year is just around about 17 or 18 degrees, so it really is going to be very warm for this time of year. Over the next few days, that fine weather is going to continue. Friday is going to be another fine and warm day with low cloud burning its way back to the coast. Top temperatures inland of 24 degrees. For Saturday, it starts to cool down. We will see some sunshine, 20 degrees, and then for Sunday, temperatures only around 15 degrees. That's the forecast.
Welcome to Look North, the main news from around Yorkshire this lunchtime. Thousands descend on Bramham for one of the biggest sporting events of the year in Yorkshire. And a real ding-dong, a villager gets so fed up with the noise of church bells, he locks the ringers in the tower. Hello, thanks for joining us now. One of Yorkshire's biggest sporting events is underway. Around 60,000 people will watch the Bramham International Horse Trials over the next 4 days. Of course, the weather couldn't be better, as we know. And Amanda Harper is there. Amanda, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Phil. Well, as you can see, the sun is shining, the crowds are out, and I am here at the first day of the Bramham International Horse Trials 2011. Now, today and tomorrow is dressage. If you look behind me, it's a little bit quiet at the moment. They're all on lunch, but there'll be more action later today. This weekend, Saturday is the grand 4-mile gallop across open countryside, and then on Sunday, the big climax as the runners and riders really get a chance to show their stuff. Now, what does it take to get an event like this underway? Miles and miles of tents and all sorts happening here, and the preparations, well, unbelievable. What about the things that we don't get a chance to see? Well, one of our reporters, Annalise Shearsmith, got a chance to spend some time with local star Nicola Wilson, who's spent the last few nights in a caravan. You can probably see the caravans over there on the hill, and Annalise takes up her story.
When you live just a few miles up the road, getting to Bramham is an easy drive. But as all the horses and riders have to stay on site for the duration of the event, home becomes a wagon park. It's all part of the job for British team medalist Nicola Wilson, her groom Lynn and horse Be Diplomatic. A quick inspection and paperwork check with the vet before settling Bee into one of nearly 200 temporary stables. And first, there's a bit of R&R in store.
He's just having this massage and magnetic rug on, just to give him a little body massage, so that he's nice and relaxed and all his muscles have relaxed after working. So hopefully he's in the best possible condition for the beginning of the competition. He seems very happy. He's quite relaxed here in his new home for the week.
For Nicola, there's no 5-star luxury. Her horse box becomes her home.
And this is the bathroom. Very compact. This is the living where Lynn, my head girl, and I will sleep for the week. As you can see, there is a fridge in the corner here where we keep all our usual things, a hob and an oven underneath, the sink, and then this seat which we use during the day with the table goes away and pulls out into a double bed, and that'll be where Lynn sleeps. And then again up on the luton is my bed, and that's where I will sleep through the week. Obviously the horses are very important to us, hence the carrots. They are the reason that we are here this week, and we want to do very well, so I now need to go and make sure that he's fed and sorted for the night.
Nicola and Lynn are used to long days and a life on the road as they continue to tend to Bee's every need. And when that's done, there's a bit of cleaning to do. With 2 saddles, 3 bridles and an outfit for each stage of the event, it will be well into the night before they can think about getting into bed themselves. Annalise Shearsmith, BBC Look North, Bramham.
The glamour there, as you can see. Well, somebody else who's been working very hard on this week's event is director Nick Pritchard. Nick, tell me how preparation's been going.
Preparation's been going really, really well, thank you. Yeah, it takes about a whole year to plan for it. I've started next year's list already of things that I want to change, but the course was designed by about October of last year, so we started working on all the ground, the cross-country fences and everything like that since then, and a lot of work goes on into making the trade stand area and everything else work well as well. And obviously being such a dry spring, we've been watering the course since April, we've been spiking it and doing all sorts of things to make sure the going is just really as good as it can be for the competitors.
I'm going to say the weather hasn't been on your side, although it is today, isn't it? Tell me about what's happening today.
Today's the first day, so today's dressage, and there's dressage tomorrow as well before the cross-country on Saturday. But the weather's glorious at the moment. We've got some sunshine, a bit of cloud at the moment, but the next few days, if we have some sunshine, it'd be absolutely wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Nick. Well, we shall be back here at 6:30 to give you even more of a flavour of this fantastic event.
Now, one of Yorkshire's biggest sporting events is underway. Around 60,000 people will travel to watch the Bramham International Horse Trials over the next 4 days.
The action kicked off today with the dressage, and following the action,
very poshly there.
The dressage
Dressage
has been our lady there who's very into horses, Amanda Harper. Amanda!
Where are the horses?
Hello, Phil. Well, the horses are taking a little bit of a rest at the moment while we get on with the show. And what a brilliant day it's been here at Bramham. The sun has been shining all afternoon, which has made for some very happy crowds indeed. More about what's been happening today in just a moment. But first of all, did you know that the event is nearly 40 years old? And it was actually the brainchild of Bramham's owner, George Lane Fox. And you can see his gorgeous house behind me right now. Now, George has just celebrated his 80th birthday and has since passed the reins on to his son, Nick, and our reporter Kathy Killick has taken a canter down memory lane with the Lane Foxes.
Riding out inspecting the fences in 1978, George Lane Fox and his son Nick. Bramham Horse Trials has always been a family affair and was established by Mr. George, as he's known, in the early 70s.
It's obviously designed as basically a two-stride in and out for the Pony Club one-day event.
His hope then was to provide sporting trials for horse lovers in the north and give his son and heir a business to support the estate's future.
That's the horse trials back in probably must be the late 70s, early 80s, that when horse boxes were just parked up there and much smaller.
Looking back over how it's grown, neither of them could have predicted some of the changes over the years.
In those days, people would ride in sort of old hunting caps and things like that. Now they're all these air jackets that, like an airbag in a car, that as soon as they get chucked out off the horse, they explode and sort of hold their neck and head steady, and different world.
As they've evolved, the trials have grown in prestige and seen some famous faces. Captain Mark Phillips designed the cross-country course in 1997. 5 years later, his daughter Zara won the first British Under-25 Championships. The family are fondly remembered at Bramham, though not their badly behaved dogs.
Well, they had two, didn't they? They had pleasure and treasure. And they were neither, was what they were.
And they're off. They bend down now between those poles.
With 37 trials now under their belt, the Lane Foxes can look back on their efforts with a sense of achievement. But it's the oddest events that stick in the memory.
We had a snowstorm for 3/4 of an hour. Luckily, it had just finished by the time the snowstorm arrived. And would you believe it, it was I think it was the 30th of April, to the extent that I was able to go and get a snowball and put it in my gin and tonic.
That's one way to toast a lot of hard work. It took 19 years for the trials to break even, but it was a gamble that's eventually paid off. Kathy Killick, BBC Look North, Bramham.